Good morning and cup of glow to you. It's Thursday, August the 9th, 2018. And take a minute, take a drink. That feels so good. Wow. Portal time, Lion's Gate, new moon, eclipse, swirling, whirling, everything, nothing. How is your world showing up right now? It's crazy town. It's crazy town. Well, we're going to have our morning chat, and it's going to be a good one. And I'm going to wish you love and light and let you know that I think you're wonderful and beautiful and worth it. This morning, the card deck that I felt to choose was Colette Baron Reid's Hidden Wisdom. Because I feel like there's wisdom, we need wisdom. We are in a time that is just in craziness, upheaval, wonderful. I mean, it's both ends of the spectrum, okay? One side, the other side. We can make advances super quick, and then all of a sudden everything comes to a halt. Our intuition is soaring. At the same time, we don't need to always use it right in that moment. It's just a very uncharted time. We haven't done this before. So we're doing it now. So let's do it together, okay? See, I can't even drink my cup of glow without choking. I had a very interesting dream last night. Very interesting. I was climbing a mountain, and it was like the tallest mountain. Whatever. I will say Everest. Perhaps it was just life in my dream. But it was really tall, and everybody was going there. It was like the event. And you could see people from a distance going and getting there, and people climbing up. And then there was me and my group. And I had children with me, my kids, other people, and I was concerned that we weren't going to get to the mountain before it closed. I mean, go figure. The mountain closing. Anyway, dreams are wacky, but they're also very representative. So, in my dream, we were hustling to get there. And I was pulling children, and we got to this point where we were almost there. And I could see a road. Everybody else was taking this really long route, and I could see it, and it was weaving back and forth. That was just to get to the base of the mountain. But I could see a very clear-cut road that drove right to the entrance, right to the beginning of the trail. And I thought to myself, why are people not taking that trail? It's so obvious and so clear and short, like a quarter of the way. But people were going the other way. But nonetheless, I saw the benefit. I wanted to get to the mountain before it closed, right? So I went that way. And lo and behold, we got there. It was okay. All is well. we purchased our spot. It was like you had to have a ticket, but yet there were no tickets to be had. But you just had to get in order, get your space, acknowledgement of your presence. And then, interesting thing about this mountain is that it was, even though it was on a mountain, there were stairs. Okay, stairs going up, zigzagging back and forth. And it had like 3 sections. The first section was so many miles, the second section so many, and the last section so many. And the guide clearly said, it's, 3 staircases, 5 staircases the first section, 5 the second, 5. So as for us to pace ourselves, to know how much energy to expend. Well, that for me was great because I'm really good if I have a plan in front of me and I know what to expect. So we start the climb. I look at my family, my kids, they were little, and I said, okay, this is what we have to do. 5 steps, 5 steps. Well, 5 means 5 staircases, however long that, a staircase was. It obviously was long, and it was short little steps. And there were quite a few, but, and I remember thinking as I was going up the first few steps, wow, if this were coming down, we could just fly down. It would be easy to just but going up, you can't slide up the staircase, right? We had to climb it. So I remember getting everyone around me and we started walking up the steps. And all of a sudden one of my children said, Mom, I'm not well. I don't feel good. I can't do it. And I said, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Carrying. Pretty soon he was to the point where he was feeling ill. Mom, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, you can do it. We're only, these steps aren't as bad as we thought and blah, blah, blah. And then I held him up close because, I was carrying him now, and it's easier to carry someone up here than down here, down low, when you are, especially if you're climbing. So I put him up here really close, and then all of a sudden he said, Mom, I can't do it, and he threw up. I mean, that's gross, right? But it was his indicator, his body. I mean, he was giving me warnings and telling me, stop, 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 stop. And I'm like, we can do it. You can do it. Keep going. Keep going. He couldn't do it. Lovely. So there we were. Throw up. It fell all over. It went down. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I do apologize. And they just showed me, the next stop is just right there, lady. Get off and help your child. So we got off and went over to an area, and I was just, I wanted to be mad, but you can't be mad, someone being sick. But he clearly needed to not go the distance. And so I sat down for a minute and thought about it and fought with my thoughts and then just said, hey, it's okay. You can just rest here. You just need to rest. So as he was resting, all of a sudden I looked down and he had disappeared. And I looked around and all of a sudden I noticed he was over in a sand pile that was off to the side playing. And he was having a good time and he looked like he felt a lot better. And I went over and I said, what's going on? And he said, oh, I found a sound box and I'm just playing here. And these people said they'd watch me if you want to keep going. So I looked at them and they were very, kind and friendly, and their kids were playing, and they said, yeah, finish the mountain. We'll take care of your kids. We'll watch over them. And I felt joy because I thought my goal was to go to the top of the mountain. But quite frankly, it wasn't my little son's choice, and he couldn't do it. He wasn't prepared at that time. So I climbed up to the top of the mountain and then knew that I was going to make it and then come down. But then the dream was over. And I woke up with a Charlie horse. So apparently I climbed that mountain. But I've been thinking a lot about that dream. So then I I walked over to my cards and picked a deck, and I felt very strongly about this deck, and I pulled a card. And it's so amazing how cards will reflect what's happening. This is the Ice Queen card. And it's got some pretty neat words. So imagine an ice queen. Someone frozen. Okay? Someone important that is frozen. So this is what it says. The Ice Queen has come to block your movement for your highest good. Let your ideas be preserved until later. You can thaw them out and use them at another time when they will best serve. The realm of the Ice Queen is the place of non-action. And now is a perfect time to take a look at how far you've come and ask yourself for re-clarification of your highest goals. Not all plans can be accomplished at this moment. In fact, putting them on the ice allows for perfect timing later on. Don't be too hasty in trying to reach your goal. An even better one will present itself if you surrender and spend the winter with the Ice Queen. Perhaps, too, you're trying to do too many things at once. This is a good occasion to choose only one thing to focus on and let the Ice Queen put the others in deep freeze until a more appropriate time. She'll let you know when it's time to let them thaw. Well, if that didn't fit with my dream, I don't know what is. Perhaps my dream and my goal didn't match with someone I was carrying. And perhaps the message was to me, even if I was carrying my son. Everything in a dream is about you. So perhaps it was just telling me to stop and rest for a minute. Too much energy is being expended at this time. And if I keep pushing, I might make myself sick. Stop and play for a minute. Put your goals that you're grasping for on thaw, on hold. Take a moment to just rest and play. And I think that this moment, this time, this weekend, even though there are many things we have to do. Now, that doesn't mean we have to stop. But because we have responsibilities and things we have to do. I have many. But I can pick and choose which ones to do. And there are some that I quite frankly can put on hold. I can put in the freezer for a minute. So this card is telling me today to not push. Slow down. Pick the main thing you need to do and do it. And rest so that you don't get sick. Whatever that sick is, too much going on. Your ideas will wait for tomorrow. And I think this is very, very timely of the times that we have a new moon coming, an eclipse also on the 11th. Powerful. New ideas flowing. Our intuition is cooking hot. So much is happening. And we need to just pause for a moment and let the ideas integrate. Let everything work inward and settle before we push forward and make a mess of everything, okay? So the message today is just chill. do one or two things that you have to do, take care of responsibilities, but everything can wait that doesn't necessarily matter. If you have to change your plan a little bit, there's help there. Change your plan. It's okay. There was a little team there to help my son relax and play, which is what he really wanted to do. His plan was not the mountain. My plan was the mountain. So that was validation also for me that we have a spiritual team, that we have people there, hands waiting to help us wait things out or figure things out before we press forward. The mountain will not go away. It will still be there to climb, but tomorrow might be a better day, or even Monday might be a better day. Today, our wisdom is telling us to rest, to wait, to hold, to do the important, necessary responsibilities, like get up and have a cup of glow, meditate, get some perspective, pick your one, pick your two, do it, and plan to rest. So that's our wisdom for today, and don't feel bad about it. It's wisdom. Cup of glow to you, my friends. We'll talk tomorrow.